Good evening. My name is Kelsey Rivas and I'll be talking about honey. So what is honey? Honey is a sticky and sweet substance produced by honeybees. It comes with many nutritious benefits such as vitamins, enzymes, minerals, amino acids, etc. In the USA, there are more than 300 types of honeys that comes from the three top floral sources such as clover, eucalyptus, and orange blossoms. The lighter the honey, the milder the flavor. The darker the honey, the strongest the flavor. An example of a light honey will be fireweed, and an example of a dark honey will be buckwheat. Along with honey, there are many different forms of honey, such as comb honey, which is in its original form in the beeswax. Cut comb is liquid honey, but with combs inside it. Liquid honey is honey that is free from visible crystals, and it is extracted from the honeycomb. Crystallized honey is honey that has been crystallized and it contains glucose content. Lastly, whipped honey is honey that has been heated at room temperature. That way it can be spread like butter or jelly. According to the USDA, 2.64 million pounds of honey were produced in 2013. That is a 4% increase from 2012. The average price per pound in North Dakota was $2.04. That was lower than what it was in California, which was $2.10 in 2013. However, the production value, the dollar value in North Dakota was $64 million in total. That was much higher than how it was in California, which was $23 million. Total U.S. consumption in 2013 was 450 billion pounds of honey. 2/3 and 3/4 of that honey are now imported. Not only are they imported, but now they are exported to the European Union after being banned in 2003 due to regulations. The largest importers of honey are Argentina, Spain, Germany, and France. But not all high production is guaranteed, and those are for two main reasons. The first reason, there has been many cases where wild bees are disappearing. Many farmers are concerned because they will have to replace bee pollination with hand pollination. That will cost them about $3 billion annually. Another reason is climate change. No one can really determine what the climate will be like in the country. For example, in 2012, Spain had a drought, and that decreased their production by 70%. Overall in Europe, it decreased their production 90%. Now you might be wondering, why are many bees disappearing? Well, that's the use of pesticides. The United States are still using pesticides. Instead of restricting these pesticides, they are ensuring that they provide health and safety standards. But Europe, they already restricted 3 pesticides related to nicotinoids. And this affects crop value because honeybees contribute $15 billion in crop value. And since these use of pesticides that keep going on, that means bees are dying. Now let me move on to the manufacturing process of honey. It is very complex, and let me just say it starts from the bee, then it moves on to the hive they are in. Then the beekeeper takes them out, and they uncap the honeycomb from it. They are placed in a machine to strain the honey, and then they are heated to remove all pollen, crystallization. But you may ask, which honey is the real honey? Well, raw honey and processed honey are both two different types of honey. Raw honey is simply just honey that hasn't been processed or filtered or heated in any way. Most people say that raw honey is more nutritious and it provides many benefits because it has pollen. The difference between raw honey and processed honey is that raw honey can provide health benefits such as in boosting the immune systems, vitamins, minerals, all that stuff. But processed honey may contain high fructose corn syrup, which comes from GMO corn, and that could affect your health. It also has less pollen, which some people assume that there is less nutrition. But a 2012 study of the National Honey Board, they did a test on processed honey, and they found that processed honey has no effect on the nutritions. Instead, it might increase the nutritions. Consumers mostly prefer filtered honey for two reasons. First reason is because they like liquid honey, and liquid honey can stay in its form for a very long time, and even if it has a little bit of crystallization. Also, number two, they prefer to have a transparent looking kind of honey. That way it doesn't have any pollen grains in it, no bee wax in it, and that is why they prefer processed honey instead of raw honey. Lastly, I want to talk about the byproducts of honey. These products are not really rare, but they're not really common, and they include bee venom, bee wax, bee pollen, royal jelly, and bee propolis. Most of these products are used for medical reasons or for cosmetic reasons, and they also provide many nutritious benefits to humans. It's not guaranteed that most of these medical uses would work, but some people have shown many improvements on their health by using these products. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned a lot about honey. Thank you.